Hello everyone, Amod here from the Target Common YouTube channel, and in this video we are going to learn about the click action provided by Selenium WebDriver. We can perform click action on multiple web elements like buttons, checkboxes, radio buttons, links, images, etc. And Selenium WebDriver provides a method click which we can use to simulate this click action. So let's understand the click method with a simple example. On this test application, if I click on this sign in link, then I will navigate to the login page. But for that I need to perform a click on the sign in link. So let me inspect this sign in link and get the locator. So you can see it is a anchor tag and we also have a text. Then I can use the link text locator. So let me copy this value and jump to IntelliJ. I have already created a basic script where I am launching the Chrome driver, and let me put the application URL first. So I need to go to home page and copy this URL, paste in get method. Now I need to use Chrome driver dot find element by dot link text, and link text is sign in. So let me copy from here and paste here, and it will return me a web element. So let me store into a web element. We already know that the return type of find element method is a web element, which is an interface. So to perform a click on this element, I need to use the element reference. So use element dot we have a click method, and the return type of click method is void, and I'm just going to comment this quit statement because I don't want to close the browser. Ideally, when you perform a click on some element and it navigates you to some different page, then we should verify whether the click was successful or not. How to verify that? Maybe here, for example, if you click on this sign in link, then you can verify whether you can see this login header, or you can see the email field, password field, or login button. So some validation you need to do after performing click. Those things we are not doing as of now because we are just focusing on the click action. So let me run this program and see whether it is able to click or not. So you can see it has clicked on sign in link and we can see the login page. That means our click method is working perfectly fine. So this is the happy flow. Let me show you some basic concept about click method, how it does under the hood. So if you open the Selenium doc, then for the web element interface, we can see it has a click method. And we know that the find element returns you web element. That's why you are able to call the methods of web element interface. So here we have a click method. Click on it and then you can read the basic about click method. It simply clicks the element. If this causes a new page to load, you should discard all references to this element, and any further operations performed on this element will throw a stale element reference exception. So this is a very important point. This I will cover in upcoming videos, but just to give you some heads up. So what happens, suppose I perform the click on sign in. If you want to perform click on that sign in button again, then it may give you stale reference exception. So whenever page is reloaded, the old web element reference will be discarded. Suppose if you are going back to the same web page and try to perform click on sign in again, then you will get this stale reference exception. So don't worry about it if you don't understand it now, because I am going to cover this exception in detail. Another point it says that note that if click is done by sending a native event, that means JavaScript click, then the method will not wait for the next page to load and the caller should verify that themselves. This is a very important point. When you perform click on a link or any web element, and because of that page is reloading or some new page is loaded, that time it will wait for that page to be loaded completely before executing the next statement. But this will be not the case if you use the JavaScript click, which is a native event in any browser. This point also I will cover with example in upcoming videos. We have another third important point, like there are some preconditions for an element to be clicked. The element must be visible and it must have a height and width greater than 0. If the element is not visible, then you are going to get the exception. If the element is disabled, then you are going to get the exception. If the element is overlapped by another web element, then also you are going to get the exception. All these scenarios we will cover in upcoming videos, and it follows the W3C WebDriver specification. So if you click on this, you will reach to this particular web page. So under the hood, WebDriver calls the API. If you want to launch a browser, if you want to perform click, or if you want to perform any action, so we have some associated APIs. So for performing click, we have a post API where you need to pass the session ID, element ID, and then it will perform the click on it. So you don't need to worry about these APIs because this is called internally. We just call the click method, it will do everything internally. We don't need to call these APIs explicitly. I want to highlight some points here, like it says that the element click command is calls into view the element. So suppose you have loaded a web page and you want to click on a web element which is at the bottom of the page, or we need to scroll to see that element and perform the click. In those cases, Selenium will do automatically for you. It will not ask you to scroll and then perform the click. I will show you with example now. And here it says that if the element is obscured by the another web element, then we are going to get the element click intercepted. And also if the element is outside of the viewport, then also you are going to get the exception. These two exceptions we'll see in detail in upcoming videos. And here it gives the step-by-step process how click is performed. Like first it checks that browser should be active. If it is not, then obviously there will be no window to perform action, so it is going to give you an exception. At number 5, you can see it is calling into view. That means it is calling the element to be clicked. Then it performs all these steps one by one and throws the exception if something is not satisfying, or if everything is satisfying, then it will perform the click and it will wait for navigation to complete. Suppose if you click and page is loading, then it will wait for that operation, and then it will return you success with the data null. Because we don't have any return value of the click method, so it is returning you nothing. So it is always a good practice to read the official documentation to understand it better. Now we'll try two examples. First example, we'll perform a click on a link and that link will reload the page, or it will load another page. Let's see whether it waits there or not before performing the next action. And second, when the element is at the bottom, whether it is calling it or not. So I'm going to open the CNN web page. Let's go to CNN homepage, and if you come down after scrolling, we have a link terms of use. If you want to click on this terms of use, I need to scroll all the way down, then I need to click on terms of use. Let's see how does Selenium work here, whether it is able to scroll automatically and click on this terms of use or not. So let me copy this URL and go to IntelliJ, and I'm going to use chromedriver.get, pass the URL. I will inspect this terms of use link and let's see which locator we can use. So it is again anchor tag and we have a link text here. But if you see here, we have some white spaces as well. We can use the partial link text. So just copy the text here, which is terms of use. Here chromedriver.find element by partial link text and pass the value, and which is going to return you a web element. And again I am going to perform click on this element. So let me call click method. I am not going to terminate the browser because I want to see whether it is navigating to the terms of use page or not. Let's rerun the program. Now you can see it has clicked on terms of use link. We don't require to scroll it. Now let's see the second point. If you see here, after performing click on this terms of use, you can see website is loading. It loaded the another web page. So this click method triggers an event which will load the page. It might be same page or it might load another web page. So in this case it loads the another web page. So let's see whether clicks method really waits or not. So for that I'm going to add sysout and I will print the timestamp, and after performing click also I'm going to print the timestamp. In fact I should print the date timestamp after we find the element. So let me put the timestamp here. That to perform the click, then it is going to wait for the page to be loaded that I want to check. So I am printing the new timestamp, then I am quitting the browser. Let me run the program now. So website is loading, it is waiting because of the get method. So you can see it printed the date timestamp as soon as it finds the element, and then it clicked on that terms of use link and waited for 2 seconds for that page to be loaded completely, and after that only it went and executed this statement and closed the browser. You can see we have a 2 seconds interval. That means click method will wait if click events triggers a new navigation. We have multiple use cases around click method, in which condition we are going to get the exceptions and all, which I am going to cover in next videos. So that's all in this video. If you have any doubt, please comment on this video. If you really like my videos, please like, comment, subscribe and share with others. Thank you everyone.